welcome back to Star Wars Minute. It's your daily podcast in which we analyze, scrutinize, and celebrate the rise of Skywalker 1 minute at a time. I'm Alex Robinson from alexrobinson.fun.
I'm Pete the Retailer from PeteTheRetailer.com.
And I'm Tony Consiglio from TonyConsiglio.com. I don't think there is a TonyConsiglio.com.
Oh,
StarWarsMinute.com/Toko.
yes.
That's it. That makes more sense. Don't go to TonyConsiglio.com. You do not want to see that.
No.
Malware site.
Malware. It's malware, all right.
Well, thanks for wrapping up the week with us here in lovely West Mesa, Arizona, where we've been recording all week. If you haven't been looking at the YouTube video, this is a great week to do it because you get to see us lounging poolside in lovely West Mesa. But let's talk about minute number 15 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Minute number 15 starts with Poe telling us the whole thing's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends a minute later with Poe and Rey bickering over who broke whom's toy.
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
while I do like Poe's delivery of it's
Poe's
on fire,
delivery
the
service.
whole thing's on fire, like it's a little Rain Man-y, but in a comical way.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that, but then I feel like he's very much overreacting about. They're getting very petty about, who did more damage to who's. BB-8 is like sitting there. The Millennium Falcon is literally on fire, and BB-8 is sitting there just telling him like, "Yeah, I got hit with a tree." Like BB-8 is fine.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
they really lean on this whole, oh my gosh, look how damaged BB-8 is, but he looks, you would never know. He looks completely normal. He should be at least dented in or something.
Yeah, he
know?
wasn't even dented. I didn't think.
I think Poe just wants to be like
Right.
difficult about it.
I think
They should have
he's
had
seeking
like
money.
Ray should have just been carrying BB-8's head.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Could
sorry.
have been beeping like he needs a whole new ball.
She'd be carrying his head and then like dribbling his bowl, his
Oh.
ball down the, you know what I mean, like a
Right.
soccer ball.
It'd be
Right.
great if he was like he would have had a big dent in him, so when he was rolling, he could.
Like somebody's got a flat on the highway.
like a flat tire.
I think part of it was despite them setting up this gag, the sight of an injured BB-8 would be so unsettling to the audience that it would make them dislike Rey. If she's like, yeah, I just totally wrecked, like if he was like R2 at the end of A New Hope, then people would be like, oh my gosh, she's a monster. She must be a Palpatine.
The training seemed to have gone well, hasn't it?
So, BB-8, not quite on it. The Millennium Falcon is on fire. This is the moment where I really, Tony, you brought it up yesterday. Like, I know we teased George Lucas a lot for shots of ships taking off and landing during the, in the prequels. But this is one where it seems almost impossible for the Falcon to have landed where it is.
Yeah,
it's almost like under the tree cover.
underneath the trees.
Right.
I'm like, how did it get there?
It almost looks like there's like vines hanging off it where it is. Like this clearly is just the Falcon that they built, and they just keep redressing it and everything like that. So, anyway, not like it, and I'm sure if it would be the other way, if I'd been like, oh, why do they have to show a whole complicated scene of them landing? Blah blah blah.
At this point, who owns the Millennium Falcon?
Unclear.
Yeah.
So Chewbacca, does he just get it, or is Chewbacca's like, I
Chewbacca
don't
has
want
no
anything to
legal
do with
rights
this. He
that
has
the
no legal rights.
Republic is bound to respect.
Chewbacca.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
He's been on this ship for 50 years, and he's still the co-pilot.
So does he come with the ship then?
He's
At that point,
He's an add-on.
he's legally.
Add on.
Yeah, it's a
And I've got
subscription.
my
You have
own
to-
Chewbacca. I don't need this.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
That would be a good service.
I don't know. It's basically, I mean, in theory, does Leia own it? Who has a claim to it? Chewbacca certainly has a claim to it. Leia certainly has a claim to it.
I would even argue Unkar Plutt has a claim to it.
No. He stole it from the Urban
acting
Boys.
like
Who
was,
stole it from Duquesne?
wait,
It's
the way he was
Duquesne's
worried
ship.
about it being on fire, it seemed like
Yeah.
he was acting like the owner.
He was just scared. He's never been in a ship that was on fire before.
Oh, well, I thought he was worried about the damage.
Yeah.
You have to pay someone back.
And it really doesn't look that on fire.
No. No, we hear a lot about it. Like we hear that it's back, we don't see it land. We hear that it's on fire, we don't see it, but that's okay. In my book. Maybe I would have liked to see a little bit more, but it's not.
I mean, that would have been a cool, striking visual. A Millennium Falcon totally on fire. You know what I mean? Like the whole, like the Olympic torch ball flying.
Landing
Yeah,
would
while
have
it
been
was
fun.
landing,
Seeing
yeah.
it landing.
Although also then coming back and being like, it's on fire, the whole thing's on fire, and then they go and it's just like a small
Right, the whole
fire
thing.
like this
yeah.
big on the side. And it's like,
Everyone's running up with their marshmallows on sticks,
Right,
and ready to do it.
Even R2 wouldn't even bother distinguishing the
right.
the fire. It's like
Well, he whips out the popcorn dispenser and then he starts popping popcorn at that.
So yeah, then there's this whole bickering scene between Poe and Rey, and I mean, obviously, like, I don't think anyone thought this way, but this seems almost like a Han and Leia type of setting up a bickering kind of
it
relation.
feels very Star Warsy.
You think it's because they both, like, Finn is like the
He's like the lukewarm water.
Finn, yeah, well, Finn is obviously in love with Rey,
Yeah.
and Poe is in love with Finn. So they're both kind of like fighting over Finn, basically.
Yeah.
But then he seems to kind of take a backseat to it all. He's relegated to object status.
Finn?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then the passion between Poe and Rey arguing becomes more interesting than either the feelings either of them has for Finn. So, speaking of which, I guess this is a good time to point out that after the movie came out, Oscar Isaacs was saying that the internet, of course, had been shipping Finn and Poe together, and there was some hope that this was actually going to be represented in the movie. That seems unlikely to me, but Oscar Isaac expressed disappointment that they did not decide to go in that direction. I can't help but continue to interpret it through that lens, though. Like, I'm always going to see it that way. So, knowing
if
that
he's playing it that way, and there's no clear contradiction to that,
right?
So Poe doesn't get the girl.
He does not get the girl.
No.
His girl is the X-wing. That's his lady.
Aw. So just like the Millennium Falcon, his relationships with Rey is on fire. It's like a dumpster fire.
Yes, it's some heat in that relationship.
There's a little heat in that relationship.
Because it depends. Do you consider Han Solo to be the rightful owner of the Millennium Falcon?
Yes.
I don't know.
So in that case, we don't know if Han Solo does not strike me as the type to have a will.
Well, yeah, I guess it's his.
Kylo Ren owns the Millennium Falcon?
I guess it's his.
We have to check the journal of the wills to find his.
Yeah, I guess it's Han Solo's at that point. It's had it long enough.
Well, this would be a good setup that they open the will and like, okay, Han Solo says he leaves all of his worldly belongings to somebody named Kira, and then they go and they have to go find her and see what she's been up to lately.
Tony, do you remember the first time you saw The Rise of Skywalker? How many times did you see it in the movie theater?
I saw it once.
Once.
I wouldn't even say I saw 99% of it.
What do you mean?
I had to pee at the end of the movie. I could not wait anymore.
So there's literally a section of it that you've never seen.
Yeah, there's a part of it that the end part of it. I assume that Darth Vader dies and all that crap.
Yeah.
So I said I have to pee. I'm not a young man anymore.
So what do you so you assume Darth Vader? What else do you assume happened in those last 20 minutes you were in the bathroom?
Well, I assume Rey and Chewbacca got married.
Got married?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Wow.
Chewbacca.
You're a Ray-Baca guy?
Ray-Baca. Ray-Baca.
We don't know what the Wookiee, maybe they have a different marriage deal than humans do, Maybe Mala's hoping to...
we don't even know if she's still around.
Yeah.
And I assume there would at some point would have been a rise of the Seekers. All the Seeker bots would finally be like, why are we letting them kill us? And
we have lasers.
Yeah, we have lasers and we're little balls. We can just attack them from the air and bonk them in the head.
They would totally all form one giant Seeker ball, like a Death Star.
Ooh.
That's their main, that's their god for the Seeker.
You killed our god.
I also assume that the... what's his name there? The Emperor gives birth to a baby Emperor because you need a baby Emperor. They have a baby Yoda. They need a baby Emperor.
Wait, but you're saying the Emperor? You're saying Palpatine himself should give birth to the baby?
Palpatine himself.
Wow.
Look, they're all space. These are all aliens. It's very possible that Palpatine could give birth to another Palpatine, a baby Palpatine that'll keep living with the soul of Palpatine.
That would be crazy.
Was it really? Would it really be out of place in this movie? If
I think the problem is though that any Palpatine that gets old enough would kill the other Palpatine.
so, you don't think that a Palpatine, almost like New Year, baby New Year, like you don't think the old Palpatine would allow baby Palpatine to exist?
I want to see that though. I want to see that. That could be a good, comedy movie or something like that, where you got the old man and the baby who keeps trying to kill them.
Yeah,
Like a baby Finster kind of.
Right.
baby Finster constantly
Right.
trying
So,
to-
and of course, becoming a father/mother would change Sheev. So he'd be like, "Oh, what an adorable baby!" And no matter how much the baby tried to kill him, he would just interpret it as like, "Oh, this baby loves me."
Well, yeah, and he's proud that he's adopting his Sith.
Right.
Kind of, he's like, oh, he's such a little Sith.
Oh,
It's like an Adam's Family kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
oh,
exactly. Oh, I used to.
he plotted his first government overthrow today. It was
Yeah.
so cute. You should have seen him. You're like, me must sign that treaty. The Tweety.
the Tweety.
I would watch that.
Palpatine and Son.
Mm-hmm.
Palpatine and Son.
Come here, dummy. Where did you see it? Where did you see Rise of Skywalker? At one of
In
Misa's lovely malls.
I did see it, I believe, in one of Misa's lovely malls. Yes. I don't think. Was it in 3D? I might have not seen it in 3D.
I did not see it in three dimensions, but I'm assuming it was available.
It
Yeah,
was
no, I
out there,
think I
but
saw
I
it
don't think I saw it in 3D.
In regular D. But
Regular, just 1D.
1D, yeah.
Right.
But,
You watched it from the side.
2, yes. Well, actually, right now I can only see in 2D. So
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Facts of Life 2D. Did you remember enjoying it? Do you remember your
I did
first
enjoy it. I thought it
impressions?
was weird. I thought it was a weird film, but
Yeah.
it felt Star Warsy enough that I was like, oh, this was entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Why not mix it up at the end and have all kinds of wacky stuff going on?
I think that something that did mitigate my feelings on it were the fact that this movie came out after the first season of The Mandalorian was just about to end. Because I remember they introduced force healing the week before the movie. Like they show Baby
really?
Yoda force healing the week before we get to see Rey doing it. So it's like people couldn't complain because there you go, we got
there
it
you
in right
go.
under the wire.
Right.
That's
But
funny.
I remember because I enjoyed The Mandalorian so much, I was like, it doesn't matter if the movie, if I didn't really
Yeah.
care about the movie. I know some good part of Star Wars is they're still good in it. I can see.
But
I was a lot more forgiving because I was just like, there's
but
other
as-
stuff coming out
as
now.
much as I enjoyed it, I haven't watched it since, and I don't.
You
No.
still haven't seen the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the last 20 minutes, and frankly, my imagination of what and how it ended, I think would
You're
be
not wrong.
Yeah, I think it's more fun. So
More fun.
more fun.
Mighty more fun.
But yeah, I don't know if I'd ever watch it again.
Mighty More Fun Power Rangers.
Yeah.
But you think you're done with Star Wars?
I canceled Disney Plus,
So
so I won't be watching any of the offshoots.
So you're not watching Andor.
The Offshoots is that new one.
Offshoots?
That'll be a good one.
Is that CGI?
Those will be the stormtroopers who are intentionally missing
Right.
because they don't want to hit Luke and Leia as they're escaping.
I might have told you guys before that I started watching Obi. What was the show called?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan
Shobi.
Kenobi Shobi. I couldn't get through the first episode, so I was like, well, why am I trying?
So you didn't watch Andor. You didn't watch Obi-Wan. Did you watch Book of Boba Fett?
I did watch the Book of Boba Fett.
And you watched both seasons of the
Mandalor-
Mandalorian?
Yeah, I
How many
watched both
seasons of the
seasons.
Mandalorian
Two
are there now?
Mandalorian seasons.
2, as of this recording, 2.
Okay, 2.
Yes, I watched those.
Okay. Will you continue to watch The Mandalorian?
No,
You won't re-sign up for Disney Plus
I will not,
come March?
I will not.
You're out of
re-sign
it.
up.
You're out of the game.
I'm out of the Star Wars game.
All right.
Well, I mean, if they make movies in the movie theaters again, I might go see
Right.
that.
You're only into the cinematic experience.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
but
Well, hopefully they'll get you back.
I hope so.
Hmm.
Yeah, I want to believe it would. Not that not that I have a problem with Star Wars.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there to consume. I don't begrudge anyone saying, you know what, I'm gonna take a break from this particular.
Yeah, it's not like I would never watch that stuff.
Right.
So, as I get older, I'm just like, I don't know.
You're just like, who cares?
Why am I even
cares?
doing
Why?
this?
What does any of this even mean?
Well, a lot of times there are moments where I watch stuff that's science fiction-y and And I'm much more of a Martin Scorsese kind of director.
You're a down to earth kind of guy.
Down to earth kind of guy. But there are moments when I'm watching something like a Star Wars TV show and start a new episode of a show, and I'm watching. I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? But like, where are they? What is going on here? What are these creatures that are roaming around?
So you don't take that as a positive, like, oh, this is a whole new world. Where are we? What's
no,
you're looking at?
Sometimes I can. There are moments
Like,
where I'm like, wow, if it strikes me, I'm like, oh, that looks great.
Yeah.
I'll continue watching.
What'd you think of the new Avatar movie?
There's too much blue in it.
The movie's too blue.
Too blue.
It's too blue. Way too much blue.
He's going through a blue period.
The water is blue. They're blue.
Yeah.
You can't even. It's like a transformer.
The blues
movie. There's
soundtrack.
so much. Yeah.
The Blues Brothers. Performing.
Way
in the
too
movie.
much going on in blue. I don't need
Blues Clues.
Yeah. Bluey was in it.
Bluey.
bluey.
They watched Blues Clues on a booze cruise
Did that happen?
with Tom Cruise.
And Elaine Boozler.
Elaine Boozler.
That's my favorite mnemonic to remember.
And they all
The
get
Order of
together
the
and
Planets.
smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth? Is it
Smooth. Yeah.
Smooth.
The Shmoo?
Schmooze.
Shmoo was there.
Schmooze.
Oh, Bulio. Anyway,
Bulio.
clearly we are descending to gibberish.
Rubio Contoso.
Does anyone else have anything to say about minute number 15?
Yeah, well, I wanted to, speaking of Bulio, I wanted to talk about somebody else that's there. Well, two people that are there. One I didn't, Snap, we see Snap, Wexley, and he's there looking confused for a second.
He's like, I thought I died in the first one.
Yeah. Didn't I explode? Everybody's like, shh.
Somehow, Snap Wexley has returned.
But we also see character that I enjoyed discovering, which is Twilope Nur.
Twilope Nur.
Or Twilope? Twilope. T-W-Y-L-O-P-E.
Twilope Nur.
Twilope.
Twilope Nur.
Nur.
That's unfortunate to be called Nur.
Well, it's a Mosenian.
Okay.
And a Mosenian is an alien that's kind of a like a grayish, cream-colored fur. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Twilope Nur is a medic.
Oh.
He's there as a medic because his enhanced sense of smell allows him to more easily detect, infections and injuries.
Yeah.
Very strange to go to a doctor who said, like, okay, please take off your shirt, and they just start aggressively smelling you.
Oh, yeah, that would be strange. And then afterward, it's just like, yeah, you got fungus on your toes. That's all.
Your midichlorian count is too high. You must not exercise so much.
Please take these anti-midichlorian pills.
Open your mouth. Pew, pew, pew.
Popcorn.
Popcorn, no.
But yeah, Twilope Nur.
Is there any information about him? Does he have any backstory?
Just that he's a medic recruited to help out with the resistance, and he's a Mosenian because he was the performer of this alien was Mosen Nuri. So Mosen Nuri became Twilope Nur, the Mosenian.
Wow.
Nur. But interestingly, in the art, the production art, there's a bunch of in these early stages of when they're doing concept sketches and stuff, people just kind of draw whatever and put little labels next to them, and they
whatever.
The art department or the director producer go through them, and they're like, oh, what about this? Can we do this? And I didn't write down the name of the artist for some reason, but the what became Twilope Nur started as a sketch, and he was labeled as Wizard 43.
Wizard 43.
Wizard 43.
Why 43?
I do not know.
Is that the year he was born? Is it because there are 42 other wizards already registered?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's his AOL screen name.
Wizard 43.
Wasn't
Wizard
42 the answer of the universe?
It is.
Yeah. So he's one
43
more than
is
that.
One more. I wonder why they didn't just make 42 the answer. Make that one more.
One higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wizard 42.
Wizard 43.
43. Sorry.
But yes, Twilope Nur. It started as a concept sketch called Wizard 43, and eventually worked his way up to Resistance Medic.
Twilope Nur.
Are there wizards in the Star Wars world?
Well, what do you mean?
Like is wizard his name, or is that his profession?
Or is
He's
it
a wizard
describing
medic.
who he
That
is?
would be
That guy's
good.
that guy's wizard.
A wizard medic would be nice.
Yeah,
Like
healer.
a witch doctor.
Right.
Can you say witch doctor
I
anymore?
don't think you can say witch doctor anymore.
Wizard doctor.
I don't think you're allowed
What
to
a
say
wizard
witch doctor.
A warlock doctor.
So
Yeah.
if I say
Warlocker.
I went to 2 doctors and you said witch doctor and you can't say that.
No.
No, unless you went to a warlock doc.
A warlock doc.
Right.
Warlock.
Not a witch doctor. Anyway,
Yes.
anything else about Twyla Tharp?
No, I was just happy to see a new alien, a new fun alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a handful of them. I also asked you about a droid. I couldn't find any information. There's
That's right.
what looks like if 21B and EV99 had a child and it was typing at a desk.
Mm-hmm.
There's that in this minute, but I couldn't find any more information on them. So
We'll have to keep our. We'll have to keep searching.
yeah, I will continue to look up these characters as I find them. But
Now I'm just picturing other droids crossbreeding and I'm seeing what they would come up with.
Crossbreeding.
You know, like
right,
Treadwell and
BB-8.
BB-8. There you go.
What would that look like?
A little
I
like
think-
a little something like this.
But yes, I don't. Yeah, overall, I don't know.
Would you be shocked or surprised if like Wally showed up in any of the Star Wars movies?
In the background or like as a hey Wally?
Whereas like the new the star of the next movie.
I could see them working him into the background.
Yeah, I guess working him into the background.
Like they had E.T. and
yeah,
Right.
He can be roaming around the next Death Star with a flower in his hand,
Right,
plant
yeah.
in his hand, like ooh.
Tony, how would you feel now that Disney owns?
I feel with my hands.
Oh, good.
You keep
I don't-
feeling
I don't-
yourself.
I don't feel myself. How would you feel about potential Disney Star Wars crossovers in the future?
I think it would be excellent.
So you'd want to see like a Star Wars Frozen, or what would you want to see crossed with Star Wars? What flavor do you want added to Star Wars? What Disney flavor?
I think like Mickey and Goofy and Donald Duck.
Now wait, behind the scenes, yesterday we were talking. You said you don't like Goofy. You're not a
I
fan
don't
of
care
Goofy.
for Goofy.
But you do like him in a story. You just want to see him get killed in Star
I want
Wars.
to see him get killed in a Star Wars movie. I want someone to cut him in half with a lightsaber.
How tall is Goofy?
But then
in
sewn back
human?
together again for the next movie.
Oh,
No.
like Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like Darth
give him
Maul.
spider leg
Then he
Goofy.
gets
Yeah.
angrier and angrier. So he's not Goofy anymore. He's more like, like stifled.
Growly.
Call him stifled.
Okay, I like this idea.
Well, I don't know. Like, at this point, it can even be like Iron Man.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
Right.
Anything
like that. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can easily.
And they own
But you
20th
don't like
Century
superhero
Fox
movies.
too, so
No,
we
I
could get
don't like superhero.
we can get
movies.
Aliens, we can get Planet of the Apes, we can get
Yeah.
the Muppets.
The Muppets. Well,
the Muppets. It's always a working agreement, but it's not outright
it seems
ownership.
like the
so.
natural connection would be with
The natural?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
The Gallagher.
Guardians of the
yes.
Gallagher.
He goes around with that big hammer smashing droids. And watermelon comes flying out.
Yeah. I guess the Muppets were already in Return of the Jedi, so that was as close as we're gonna get, I think. Family Guy. I guess Disney owns Family Guy, right? Because Fox.
Yeah, I think so. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Simpsons and Star
Simpsons.
Wars.
Simpsons. Yeah,
Well,
I
they've
don't
done.
know.
Didn't they do a? They did like a Simpsons Star Wars little crossover thing.
Simpsons
a short,
did it.
right?
Did Fox own All in the Family? I would like to see those characters on Star Wars. Have a angry,
Right.
lazy boy chair kind of bad guy.
I don't know what do they own from.
You want to see the adventures of Palpatine and his dingbat wife?
Yeah.
He's like,
Right, yeah.
telling her to be
Back
quiet.
wife.
Stifle yourself.
And then his little clone son pops up.
Yeah.
And you call him
Meathead.
Meathead. No, I guess Guardians of the Galaxy would probably be the best.
That would be the most logical Star Wars
maybe.
Right.
crossover.
But we don't. It's the easiest. That's why we don't want it.
Yeah.
I think it would
Got to
be
make
fun.
it like what's the biggest stretch?
I want it to be like DuckTales
There you go.
Yeah, that would be good.
or like the one where they go to South America, where Daft Donald and the friends go to South America.
The Three Caballeros.
Yeah, the Three Caballeros.
Saludos,
I think they
amigos.
can easily put the witches from Hocus Pocus in a Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah, totally. They're very in right now.
Yeah, I think that would work.
I think it'd be worth it just to have Bette Midler in a Star Wars.
Oh yeah, definitely.
As Leia.
As Mon Mothma. All right, I guess that will wrap up minute number 15. We're closing out our week here in West Mesa, Arizona. And
West Mesa?
That's right. And we are going, but you know what? The recording does not stop. We are going to record a weekend show, which aired several weeks ago as of this recording. But you can still find it if you go to StarWarsMinute.com/Patreon. There you'll get, if you become a Patreon supporter, you'll get at least one bonus episode per week. If you're really feeling it, you can get, if you're really feeling yourself, you can get 2 bonus episodes. And plus access to all the past bonus episodes, which is over 350 at this point. That's a lot. It's we've been doing this a long time.
Question, long time.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Since my week is up, do I have to go back to my room, or can I stay out here a little longer in the sun? Or
well, your room has already been cleared out, so you can't go back there. But
you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
All right. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next week on a brand new Star Wars Minute.
Alone in the world was poor little Anne, as sweet a young child as you'd find. I can't sing the whole song. Is anybody else here? Did you guys? I guess I gotta clean up. I can't. Oh man, my leg is stuck. Take this. It's still here. The electronic stuff is. I wish I could stay out here longer, but I gotta go back. But they won't. You know what? I'll just clean up. The water is so nice. Here we go. Let's clean up.